It's long been threatened and now it's happened. Standard & Poor's has given its verdict on the bankability of Europe, and the news is not good. For many years, France and other EU countries have been viewed as a safe bet by financial markets. But now the picture is changing. The prized AAA rating, the highest, is being taken away from several countries. France says it's heard that it is being downgraded to AA+. And it looks like even worse news for other European countries like Italy, Spain and Portugal.
It is a cutter change of one grade. It's the same agency that downgraded the United States and which warned us about a month ago, so it's not a complete surprise.
Not everyone in France shares his calm assessment. A small gathering of left-wing demonstrators outside Standard & Poor's office in Paris sees it as nothing less than a conspiracy against Europe.
Cette dégradation, c'est une déclaration de guerre au peuple français.
This decision is a declaration of war against France. First they attack Greece, Portugal, Italy and Spain. Now they attack France. We have to show we won't accept it.
Germany is one of the countries that have been spared. Standard & Poor's still believes it can meet its financial commitments. But some German economists are critical of the downgrades elsewhere in Europe.
I do not understand what the ratings agencies are doing, because we have seen fantastic bond auctions in Spain and Italy. We have a successful start to reform policies in many countries, so I think there is no reason to downgrade countries like France and Austria. I think they want to divert attention from the problems in the US. It's important now that Europe stands together.
The downgrade will make it more expensive for France and other European countries to borrow money. This will increase their debt burdens, which will have a knock-on effect on public spending and also on private businesses. France is in recession. The government has already lowered its growth forecast for this year to 1%. But economists are saying even that figure may be optimistic. The French president has been downplaying the importance of the AAA rating as the prospect of the downgrade loomed. It certainly won't be helpful heading into this year's presidential election, and his rivals are already seeking to turn it to their political advantage. Standard & Poor's has warned of a ripple effect that could in turn lead to the downgrading of the Euro bailout fund, the European Financial Stability Facility. This fund is only as strong as the countries that support it, France being a major contributor. So the EFSF may eventually find it more expensive to raise money at precisely the time it needs to do so. Jackie Rowland, Al Jazeera, Paris.
And in fact, let's take you live to Paris and speak to Jackie right now. And Jackie, France clearly absolutely furious at the downgrade.
Well, yes, but as we can see, trying to put a brave face on it. And I think there are many here in France and elsewhere in Europe who will actually sympathise with those remarks we just heard in my report there from the French finance minister, making the point that it's not really for a bunch of guys sitting in an office in New York, crunching numbers on screens, to dictate government policy to governments across Europe. But inevitably, yes, it is obviously a blow. It's a blow to France's pride as much as anything else. Here it is, the second largest economy in Europe, being told by a major credit ratings agency that we don't trust your government bonds as much as we used to, and we don't trust them as much as we trust the German bonds. And France, I think, had no illusions that it was a junior partner in Europe to Germany, but that very much now being underlined by this decision.
And not alone France, other European countries also facing possible downgrades.
Well, in fact, yes, we're hearing the numbers come through, and obviously the news, as we would expect, is worse for those countries who have had very public economic problems in recent times. So we're talking about countries like Portugal and particularly Italy, which has very much been put into the front line, if you like, now of the battle to save the euro and to tackle the big debt and deficit problem across the Eurozone. The Italians having really made difficult decisions, the new government in regard to budgets, austerity, but still Standard & Poor's really making a decision, a general verdict for Europe as a whole, saying, yes, they're taking some steps, but the general feeling is that the steps, the measures are not deep enough to tackle the potential threats to the Eurozone.
Jackie Rowland in Paris, thank you.